Hello, my lovely grade 5. That's Miss Nani, and I'm going to explain from where we started this term. So get ready now. We started from topic 8, and topic 8, what it is talking about, it's talking all about multiplying fractions and adding fractions, and it's all about fractions. So in lesson 8.1, it is called use models to multiply a whole number by a fraction. So here I have Sasha walked half mile every day for 5 days. How far did she walk? Use the number line to help you. So now I have this number line and I have the information that Sasha walked half a mile for 5 days. So I'm going to add half 5 times. I'm going to add half 5 times. So it will be half plus half, which is equal to 1, then half plus half, which is equal to 1, then the other half, so it will be 2 and half. Like this in this PowerPoint. And also, I want to tell you that the PowerPoints, of course, you will find it on Classera. I will show you where. So I want to show you how to find your work on Classera. So I will go to Classera. I will share my screen so you can see here. When you go to Classera, there are so many ways to see your course material. You will go to home. Of course, your Classera is different than mine, but it's okay. So you will go to home here. And in the second circle, when you see math, in the second circle, you click here. You will see here course material. Okay. When you open here your course material, you will find lesson 1 and lesson 1 and lesson 2. And also I will put for you lesson 3. Okay, so let's go and see here, lesson 8.1. So that's the answer. When I added half plus half plus half plus half plus half, this was 2.5 miles. Then, what are some ways to multiply a whole number by a fraction? As I told you that there is a rule to multiply a whole number by a fraction. Joanne wants to make 6 patches of fruit punch. How many cups of orange juice does she need? So I will show you here. If I want to multiply 6, that's the whole number. So 6 multiply 2 over 3. 2/3. So my rule is, the rule to multiply to multiply a fraction by a whole number. What is this rule? Is I multiply the fraction by, I multiply the whole number. First, I take the whole number and I multiply the whole number and I multiplied by the numerator. Then I take the answer and divide it by the denominator. Okay. So in this case, I want to make sure that all of you know the numerator and the denominator. What is the numerator? The numerator, it is in the upper side of the fraction. Then the denominator, it is in the lower side of the fraction. So numerator divided by the denominator. What is the whole number here? The whole number is 6. So I will take 6. I will multiply the whole number by what? The numerator. What's the numerator? Is 2. So 6 multiply 2. Then the answer, I will divide it by the denominator, which is 3. So it will be 6 multiplied 2 is 12, divided by 3 equals to 4. Equals to 4. So that's the answer. Let me show you here. What did they do in the book to solve it? So we had here, as in the drawings, that we separated the 2/3 6 times. So as I told you before, that any shape, let me draw it. If I have any shape like this, rectangle, and I separate this rectangle into 2 halves, so this is equal, this is called a half, and this is called a half. If I separated this shape also into 3 parts, okay, like this, by 2 lines into 3 parts, so this part is called, of course they have to be the same, okay, they have to be equal, so this will be 1/3, this is 1/3. I have a great handwriting, okay, this is 1/3. So when I separate this shape into 3 parts, so this is third, this is third, this is third. If I want to know 2/3, so I will add the 2/3. Third plus third equal to thirds. Let's complete. So here, the first way that I can add the 2/3 6 times, it is the same, that I will multiply 6 multiply 2 divided 3, which is 4. And also here is the associative property. What is associative property? That I simplify 2/3 into 2 multiply third into 2 multiply third. Then I change the numbers in the brackets. So I will put, instead of 2 multiply third, I will put 6 multiply 2, then the whole multiplied by third. So the answer is 4 also. Find page 458. 10 multiply 3/5. Use repeated addition to check your answer. Of course, I will add 3/5 10 times, or as my rule, I will multiply the whole number by numerator divided by denominator, which is 30 divided by 5 equal 6. Now, let's see page 459. Micah wants to use Juan's recipe to make 9 patches of punch. How many cups of orange juice does he need? So, of course, when I want to do 9 patches, and of course, Juan's uses 2/3 of the cup, not the whole cup, so it will be also 9 multiplied 2, which is 18 divided 3 is 6. Number 2, explain why 8 multiplied 3/4 is the same as adding 3/4 8 times, simply because multiplication can be represented as repeated addition. Okay, and here he is asking me 3 multiplied 2/3. So he uses here drawing the 3 parts and separated it into 3 partitions. So it is third, third, third. So if I want to know the 2/3, I will multiply 2 multiplied by 3. I will add 1, 2. I will find it. So 3, the whole number, multiplied by the numerator, which is 2, divided by 3. So it will be 6 divided by 3, which is 2. Number 4, 2 multiply 3/5. 2 multiply 3/5. Also, I will multiply 2 by the numerator, which is 3, and divided by the denominator. So 2 multiply 3 is 6, divided by 5 equals to what? Equals 6 over 5. If I want to simplify 6 over 5, what is 6 over 5? Let me share it with you here. If I want to simplify 6 over 5. That's my answer. If you write it, it's okay. But if you want to simplify it more, what can you do to simplify it? 6 over 5 is 1, is 5 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 5. Why, Miss Nani, 5 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 5? Because 5 over 5 equal 1. 5, 6, it can be separated into 5 plus 1, right? So in multiplication of fractions, we add the numerators. So I can separate 6 in 5 and 1. So as 6 can be separated in 5 and 1, so the fraction can be simplified into 1, which is 5 divided 5. Any number divided by the same number is 1. So 1 multiply fifths. 1 multiply fifths, 1 and fifths. That's the answer here. Okay, my lovely girls, that was page 459. And of course, here he is telling me to answer and complete this 6 multiply 3/4. It will be 3/4 adding 3/4 6 times, which is equal to 6. I will multiply it by the numerator divided by denominator, which is 18 divided 4. I simplified 18 divided 4 into 9 divided 2. And also by the same way, I can take it as 8 over 2, which is 4, and the rest will be half. Okay. Number 6, 16 multiply 3 over 8 equals 16 multiply 3. I simplified the 3 over 8 into 3 multiply 1 over 8. It will be equal 48 multiply 1 divided by 8. Where did I get the 48? It's 16 multiply 3. So we have to revise our multiplication tables and to get the answers of the fractions, of course. Divided by 8, which is 48 divided 8 equals 6. Number 7, 500 multiply 2/5 equals to 500 multiply 2 multiply 1 over 5, which is the same. If you skip this step, you can multiply 500 multiply 2, which is 1000, multiply 1 divided 5 equals 1000 divided 5 equals 200. And all this we have solved it in the session. So please revise it and solve it and send it to me on Classera. And here, of course, he's telling me explain how you would find 36 multiply 3/4 mentally. So what can I do? I will separate the 3 over 4. 36 multiply 1 over 4 first is 9. Then I will multiply 9 by the 3 to get 27. It's the same if you divide 36 divided by 4, it is 9. Then you multiply 9 by 3, the numerator you get 27. So this was the homework. So you can solve it and send it to me, please. Any questions, send it to me anytime on Classera, my lovely girls. So I will complete to lesson 8-2. Okay, just a second and I will share it with you. Okay, let's complete to lesson 8-2. This is page 463. Brandon has 6 eggs. He needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelette. How many eggs does he need? So this lesson is called Use Models to Multiply a Fraction by a Whole Number. So as I told you that how I will multiply a whole number by a fraction. I will multiply the whole number by numerator, then divided by denominator. So it will be 12 divided 3 equal 4. Or by drawing that I can divide into the group, the 6 into 3, into thirds, 3 groups of third. So it will be every third 6 have 2 eggs. So 2 and 2 and 2. That's the third, that's a third, that's a third. So if I want 2/3, it will be 4 eggs. Page 463, should your answer be less than or greater than 6? How do you know? I will tell you how I know. If I multiplied any number by 1, if I multiplied any number, 6 multiply 1, it will give me the same number, 6. But if I multiply this number by a fraction, as I told you, how I multiply a whole number by a fraction, numerator, denominator. I multiply the whole number by the numerator and divide it by the denominator, right? So I use division. When I use division, the number is smaller. When I use division, the number is smaller. So that's how I know that it is smaller. So the answer is less than 6. 2/3 is less than 1. So 2/3 multiply 6 is less than 1. Because also multiplying by fraction, I use division. So this was page 463. And here he's telling me, how can you model multiplying a fraction by a whole number? He's giving me also a fraction and a whole number that he wants me to multiply. Of course, we will use the same way. So we will multiply 3 multiply 8 divided 4. He's telling me Claudia has 8 yards of fabric. She needs 3/4 of the fabric to make a banner. How many yards of fabric does she need? So I will extract numbers, which is 3/4 multiplied by 8. And the answer, of course, will be 6. Okay, so here is how Lydia found the product for divided by 5 multiplied by 10, which is I can simplify it, okay, or I can easily multiply 4 multiply 10, which is 40 divided by 5 equal 8, or I can simplify it, so I will divide 10 divided 5 is 2, and the answer also is 8. So you have 2 ways to answer it. Okay, here another example. He is multiplying the fraction 3/4 multiplied by 2. So if you multiply 3 multiply 2, which is equal to 6 divided by 4, he simplified 6 divided by 4. How? Let me tell you here. 3 multiplied by 2 divided by 4 equals to 6/4. So when I want to simplify 6/4, if I have here 6/4, I want to divide it by a common factor between 6 and 4. I think it's 2. So I have to divide the numerator by the same number that I will divide the denominator. So 6 divided by 2 equals 2. 6 divided by 2 equals to 3. 4 divided by 2 equals to 2. So the answer here by simplification is 3/2. 3/2. Okay. So let's go to the next page. He's telling me, explain why the product of 4 multiplied 2/3 is the same as the product of 2/3 multiplied 4. As I told you in the session that 2 multiplied 3 equals 6. 3 multiplied 2 equals 6. So this is called what? This is called the commutative property of multiplication. This is called commutative property of multiplication. It is the same like commutative property of addition. 3 plus 2 equals 5, 2 plus 3 equals 5. The same as 3 multiplied 2 equals 6, 2 multiplied 3 equals 6. Number 2, he is telling me in the problem of at the top of page 464, what multiplication equation could be used to find how many yards of fabric Claudia did not use. So if she used 3/4, 3 out of 4, so she didn't use 1 out of 4. Okay? So it will be 8 multiplied quarter, which is 2. Number 3 and 4. Use the model to find each product. 2 out of 3 multiplied by 6. Of course, we did it before. 6 multiplied to 12 divided by 3, 4. Or by adding third plus third, it will be 4. Number 4. 3 out of 8 multiplied 4 equals, I will multiply the whole number by numerator divided by denominator. So 4 multiplied 3 equals 12 divided by 8. I will simplify it by dividing the 12 divided 4 equals 3 and 8 divided 4 equals 2. Okay, and here are the answers, of course, and that we have solved in the sessions, in our sessions. Grade 5A, grade 5B. I want all of you to study well math and solve your work. Send it to me on Classera. Any questions, send it to me. So number 5, 2/3 of 15, of course, by the same way, 11 out of 12 multiply 6, 5 out of 8 multiply 16. It's all the same idea, all the same way. Please, I want you all to solve it and send it to me. And in this equation, we will multiply 52 multiply 3 out of 4. It will be 40 weeks. And this is the answers to the questions that we have taken. And today, I want you to solve this and send it to me. Of course, here he's telling me 5 out of 10 multiplied by 5. It will be 5/2. I want you to solve it down. And if you have any problems, ask me and send it to me. Of course, it's on course material. As I told you in the beginning of the session, it is on course material on Classera. All of this. So solve it. Any problems, I'm here. Okay. Okay, so now we have finished lesson 1, topic 8, lesson 2, topic 8, and I will send you also a video about lesson 3. Study well and good luck. Bye.